I'm a good guy for this.
Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Hello, everybody. It's Rob here with the Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show, episode number 202.
Yep.
Joining me, as always, is Josh.
Say his name and he appears. I believe and he appears. I believe.
How's it going?
Well,
Is
that
it
didn't work.
good?
Wait, but the song didn't finish.
Oh, my bad.
Joe Hendry.
Well, I can't hear it, so I didn't think it played.
Oh, played like twice.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, well, now that my video's working like a little clearer, that sucks. Yeah, I look a little different, but now I'm here.
Now you're there.
Yeah. I got Lex Luthor. I got
Man.
my likeness.
I got Superman.
Yeah,
Definitely
your
not my
likeness.
likeness, but he is fucking cool.
He is fucking cool. I am
He's
jealous.
fucking cool.
Fucking cool. Yeah. So we are here.
I'm
always.
past feeling bad about it too.
Good. As
Yes.
you should not. So we are here to talk comics this week, including this week. We have Batman and Robin number 10, Outsiders number 8, Suicide Squad, The Dream Team number 4, final issue, Blue Beetle number 10, and Green Lantern number 12, as well as honorable mentions brought to us by Josh.
That's me.
But I feel like we're going a little old school now with this one. Before we get into that, let's get into some news. I don't think there is any, at least not that I remember.
I am not aware of any either, other than get ready for absolute power. Like it or not, it is right around the corner.
Yep. Mere weeks away from the, I guess, opening salvo. The alpha issue, if you will.
Hopefully we won't need a salve to get over the opening of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Discourse online about it is not, at least from what I can see, not great. A lot of people are not uber thrilled about it. At least in the Green Lantern subreddit, because this is the second event that's interrupting the fucking book, and it's finally getting somewhere. Right, like we're getting a lot of answers, and we just want more.
It's definitely not a book that needs to be interrupted.
No.
Last time it was horrible and had no reason for it. It was a horrible fucking event. Hopefully that's not the same opinion this time.
Yeah, like I'll say this for the Green Lantern Night Terrors tie-in issues, they as a story were not that bad.
No, but they were almost standalone, or they could have been.
Yeah.
Weirdly. The way that it worked, just it smoothed
Like,
in and smoothed back out.
Yeah, there was some loop into what was going on in the series, though, a little bit at the time. Jeremy Adams did his best to kind of tie it all together in a way, which was quite nice.
And I think you did a great job doing it.
I think he did too. Yeah. Power off in 51 seconds. Oh. Stupid TV. But yeah, that was then. That was last summer. Now we're going into this summer with Absolute Power. Yeah. We'll see how it goes, but that's not what we're talking about today.
Nope.
Fuck, I could have sworn.
Though we are talking about a couple of lead-ins to it.
Yes, there are a few lead-ins this week. I guess you want to just bust us into the honorable mentions.
You know what? I do think that I can do that, my friend. All right, first up, we got a few of them. Sinister Sons number 5. Um, it's more of the same opinion from me. For some reason, it's not resonating with me. It's here. I don't hate it, but it's not something like I've looked forward to monthly. This is okay. 7 out of 10. Red Hood, the Hill number 5 is not what I thought it was going to be. But
You hang on, you're muffled again.
oh, why does that keep doing that?
It's like a slow flow into something covering your mouth. It was kind of weird.
All right, is it working again?
Yes. Also, your camera's off. There you
go. Yeah, so Red Hood, the Hill number 5, not what I thought it was going to be, but I do like it. The Hill has gone to hell. It's been one hell of a ride for this story. It's gritty, it's action-packed, and I have been really digging it. I gave this one an 8 out of 10. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. Man, oh man. The story setup here has me pretty excited. We are indeed back in Gotham by Gaslight. Excellent stuff. I freaking loved it. 9 out of 10.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then the absolute last one that I am going to mention here is the DC Pride Uncovered issue. Damn near every page is poster worthy. I highly recommend checking it out if you are a fan of art.
Again, hell yeah.
What are you banging around on your desk, man?
Banging. I'm just putting this in a bin. This banging? What do you mean banging? You're banging.
I wish.
I'm trying to still figure out what this accessory that came with Jon Stewart is for. I don't really get it. Like it almost looks like one of the
like a power sword or something. No,
because it's like a flame. It almost looks like the lightning bolt streaks that come with any Flash figure.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Is like him punching with. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Because it's like a motion thing, right? So
I would assume, but I guess it just kind of looks awkward.
It's fucking awkward, bud.
Yeah, it's fucking awkward, bud.
Does it fit around the wrist?
No. The hole is way too big.
Weird.
Yeah, it is quite weird. I don't know.
Weird.
We'll figure it out one day.
We will indeed. Maybe later today.
Maybe.
Could be 10 years from now.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who fucking knows? Yeah, it might just be 10 years from now. I could see that. Oh, these are the same construct, different colors. Right on.
Same construct, different colors. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, actually. Yeah.
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 Well, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Should we, since with such a lack of news, should we get into the books?
Yes, I was gonna mention, for those that are enjoying Sinister Sons, it's getting fucking good, eh? I'm loving it, but that's me. I love Tomasi.
I'm glad that he's still able to give you that kind of a book that you love. That's awesome. Yeah. Makes me happy to hear that.
I don't think that'll stop. To be honest with you.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while, eh?
Oh God, yeah. Ever since Green Lantern Corps that I can remember. I think that was the first anyway. And on the flip side, I'm happy that you were able to enjoy Red Hood the Hill.
Oh my goodness, yes. I think it's great.
Yeah. It's definitely not my kind of book because, as I've stated before, like when that series was coming to an end, Red Hood Outlaws, there was that 2-issue arc about that story. and it was easily the weakest of the bunch, and I just didn't fucking care for it. I gave this a shot, and it just didn't seem interesting to me. At this point, when we've had so much character growth and development and stories from Jason since that time, it felt really awkward to just go backwards in time a couple years.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I guess just because it's a Red Hood book, if I am being honest, I kind of go into a Red Hood book with open arms just because it's a Red Hood book.
Which is fair.
I love it. But we can definitely get to a different Bat family member if you would like.
We definitely can. I mean, Red Hood once upon a time was a Robin, so why not?
Oh, great googly moogly. Hold on 1 second before we do that.
Okay. I'm holding on.
Well, I greatly appreciate that.
I'm holding on to the edge.
I have to. Okay. I got to put my glasses on.
Wow.
Yeah. I forgot to write down the credits.
Well.
All right. So, written by Jackson.
Wait.
Yo.
Okay, you didn't see. I changed the order.
Oh, no, I didn't see.
I forgot to actually tell you. Yes, I did change the order since, unfortunately, Brandon could not make it with us today, as he has unfortunately succumbed to food poisoning for the day.
Yeah, not good.
Really fucking sucks. Feel for you, dude. I've had that before, as I'm sure we all have.
I see.
Feel better. Feel better.
Yeah, that's an order.
Yes. And read lots of comics while you do.
Of course. How else? Let's take your medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, so I changed the order since we had to divvy up the books in a little different of a fashion. I did it so it's me, you, me.
That works.
So that's why I started off with Jason Todd. Was once a Robin.
Yeah, and then
he died.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he came back
with a little bit of an attitude.
Yeah, and during that time, when he came back, there was a new Robin named Damian Wayne.
Ralph.
No, Damian. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
You know who else is in danger? Batman and Robin in this issue, numero 10. This is written by Joshua Williamson with art on pages 6 and 10 to 24 from Nicola Cismezia, and art on pages 1 to 5 and 7 to 9 from Simone DeMeo. Colors on pages 6, 10 to 24, 6 and 10 to 24 from Rex Locus, and colors on the others from Giovanna Nero, with the full cover by Simone DeMeo. Letters, once again, not mentioned. But being a Batman, I'm going to assume it's Clayton Cowles.
Right.
Because he seems to do all the bad books. And with a name like Cowles, it just makes sense. All right, so I want to point this out right away. We open up with a first page that is hard to look at. Just the perspective is really weird. It took me aback. The perspective of the screens or glass, whatever it is, just really daunting. But the point is, Man-Bat has unleashed his newly augmented bats across the city to attack the citizens of Gotham, and it's up to Batman and Robin to stop him. And stop him they shall try. They're able to take out a bunch of his goons and then head directly for Langstrom himself. or at least he doesn't like to refer to himself as Langstrom is now an alternate personality. He is wholly just Man-Bat. So they split up as Batman heads off to take on Man-Bat personally. Robin is then heading in a different direction to try and figure out how to stop the bats without hurting them or killing them, and saving the city at the same time. They have not yet begun to dive onto the population, but they will fairly soon. Batman is given chase, as I mentioned, to Man-Bat, and they have a big fight. Man-Bat is getting the upper hand because he's a lot stronger now and actually has a mind. Meanwhile, at Gotham General. I was going to call him Gotham Mercy Hospital. It was Gotham General Hospital. The once Shush, Damien's teacher, who we saw last issue, was falling from blood loss and slowly dying, is taken by Flatline to the hospital, and she gives Flatline a device that can stop Man-Bat's bats. So she heads right out to Robin, who is doing whatever he can, trying to think of ways to stop the bats, which are currently descending, as Flatline catches up to him on a motorcycle and hands him a gun. But as Robin realizes what it is, it's not just any gun, it's a gas pellet gun. So he throws it to his father, and what that does, that gas pellet, is basically Man-Bat's own kind of formula that attracts the bats to him, and the bats then attack Man-Bat, which the transformation won't really affect him because he's already transformed, but instead just reverts Langstrom back to his human form, thus ending the, for now, reign of Man-Bat. And then Damien is able to use Freeze Gun for Mr. Freeze and freeze all the bats, who are now not up in the sky, so when they fall down onto the ground as ice sculptures, they're a lot closer, they will not shatter. So now they can save the bats and heal them and fix them. Langstrom was taken into custody, as well as Mistress Harsh and Miss Shush. Shush does escape, which leaves Damien with a few more questions, as does Bruce. Flatline ends up taking her leave, not without the reveal that she is still seeing the ghost of Ra's al Ghul and does not want to burden Damien with that knowledge yet, that she's able to talk to his dead grandfather. As Ra's does also reveal to the reader that Flatline does very much care for Damien. Hopefully a future proper relationship for Damien coming. Langstrom ended up working with Dr. Kafira to help cure basically everything Man-Bat did. And finally, Bruce decides to have a bit of father-son time with his son. After all, Damien cooked him breakfast one morning, so he decides to return the favor late at night to cook him dinner on the rooftop. But as they go to sit down and eat, they see the shadow of a bat appear over the table, and as they get ready to take on Man-Bat yet again, it instead is Goliath, which I was really happy to see.
Right?
Yeah, that was really cool. If anybody reading this was a fan of, and I don't remember who the hell, I think it was Tomasi, wasn't it?
I think it was Tomasi as well.
Yeah, that wrote that Robin series. I don't know if I have it on my shelf here or not. I really should put it on my shelf because I fucking love that series. I think it was called Robin, Son of Batman.
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, where we met Goliath and the whole origin, and so fucking good.
It really was. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Goliath. So Goliath is there, but with a device that opens up holographic projection of another returning character from a previous series, which coincidentally was also called Batman and Robin. It's Maria Ducard? Oh, Maya, sorry. Maya Ducard,
Yes.
who goes by the name Nobody. Her father was Nobody, and her grandfather was Henri Ducard, who trained Bruce. She was last seen, actually, I think, in that Robin, Son of Batman series, but that spun out of Batman and Robin in the New 52. So she'd been on a kind of mission since before Lazarus Island, even that Robin left her with. And as she reveals that information, Damian wide-eyed says, "We need to get ready to go, Father, now," as she has found Bane on none other than Dinosaur Island. Because Robin never really believed that he died during A-Day.
Right.
In the Arkham attack. And he left nobody, Maya, to prove that, and prove it she did. So next issue,
Dun, dun.
Batman and Robin are going to go to Dinosaur Island and go straight for Bane. So,
Isn't that special?
I'm going to switch it up this time.
Oh, yeah?
And do my negative first. Thank God this arc is over. Thank fucking God this arc is over. I was so tired of Man-Bat and Shush and Mistress Harsh. It was not the most interesting tale. It took 10 bloody issues. The only interesting part was Flatline joining in and helping Damian. And the whole father-son
to do with
that was the fun part, was Bruce and Damian and Flatline being like an awkward family get together. Right? That was the Batman and Robin part I enjoyed.
Right.
And now we're getting into a story that I'm actually very interested in, as Bruce and Damian going after Bane. I hope it's bloody. I fucking hope it's bloody. After Tom King caused Bane to kill Alfred, we've been waiting for a proper revenge. Since Jason didn't really chop off the head of the Great Bane back in Task Force Z.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Because apparently that one was fake.
Yeah. Apparently that one was just Gotham.
Which, yeah. Yeah, that's right. He was Gotham.
Yeah.
Not the city, the hero.
Yeah. They should have just called him Gotham, man.
Ish. Right.
Anyway.
I never understood that. That was just some of the dumbest shit ever. Just some of the dumbest shit ever. And then they get and then Superman, and then he gives them the kryptonite. Are you serious? Anyway, I hated that.
I don't even remember the kryptonite part. I kind of just forgot about that arc. I just know Gotham Girl came out of it, and she had some interesting stuff later on.
Kind of,
yeah. It wasn't all interesting, but it was definitely more interesting than most stuff that came out of that run.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it had a bit of staying power. That's the good part. But that's a different run, a different story, a different series. I'm excited to get to new stuff. I'll say that. Hopefully it's not the last that we see a Flatline, but I'm excited to see Maya come back and Goliath come back in the same fucking time, basically. It was really cool because I really enjoyed that Batman and Robin run in New 52. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And the subsequent Robin Son of Batman later on, also equally as good, if not better. So, two of my favorite characters in extended Robin canon, if you will. But that about extends what I enjoyed. The Arthur at the issue is touch and go. Let me just pull up. So it was Sismazia at the beginning, right?
Right.
Normally, I really like Nicolas Sismazia's art, but like I mentioned when I started talking about the story, the opening page the perspective was just so daunting and awkward. I couldn't even tell what I was looking at. I had to take a moment and look at each little bit and figure out what the hell I'm looking at. And I still, to this day, don't really know what the hell I'm looking at. The perspective is just so skewed and awkward, and I really don't like it.
No.
And then we get into Simone de Mayo, and it calms down a little bit. But it doesn't lend itself well to Sismazia's style, so it's daunting in a way.
Odd. It's definitely it's definitely contrasting.
Oh God, yeah. And then jumps right back into Sismazia, and it's almost blurry. Like it's fucking awkward.
Fucking awkward, but
It's fucking awkward. But the art finally picked up a bit for me at the end. That was basically it. But that's it. The score overall, I'm going to give maybe a 6.5 out of 10. Like, I didn't hate it, but it's definitely not up there for me.
I don't know. It looked good in some places, or most places. I'll give it that. I mean, like there was some definitely FUBAR images there, as Rob mentioned.
Yeah.
I remember so little of what was going on because I was so disinterested in this. So I don't know if like he dropped any plot threads or anything. It doesn't feel like there was much to it. I don't understand why we had her pretending to be Shush when she had no connection to Hush. I mean, she could have just been like literally anything else. That seems weird.
Oh, she had a connection to Hush. It just wasn't the good one.
Oh,
she was a student of Tommy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Whatever. But so I know the gist of the arc. Bad Gas got Batman into the mess, and Bad Gas got him out of it. And Damian was right.
That's what happens when Bruce tries to cook breakfast.
And Damian was right about everything.
Yeah.
Now we go to Bane.
Mostly.
Now we go to real Bane.
He thought Shush and Harsh were the same person.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
But now we go over to real Bane. Yeah. But I want to come up with I would like to come up with a name for Bane now that's like actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
That's because of our game last night?
Yeah, probably.
I want to make actual vegan Lindsay Lohan our thing.
The actual vegan Lindsay Lohan. That was beautiful.
I don't think she's a vegan, but it doesn't matter. Shia LaBeouf's not a cannibal.
I mean, as far as you know.
As far as we know, yeah.
I have my suspicions.
Actual bastard Bane the Luchador.
Actual bastard Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. The actual bastard Bane. That works. That works.
Actually, I don't know if he's actually a bastard.
I mean, I think we know who his dad is. Ooh, we do. I mean, his dad's
I got it.
What?
So, obviously, his costume is luchador inspired.
Uh-huh.
Right? Yes. Hence the mask and whatnot. So, with that in mind, luchadors obviously are wrestlers. So, let's call him actual jabroni Bane.
Actual jabroni Bane?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well,
even better if we use an Iron Sheik's accent. Actual jabroni Bane. I'm not good at it. It kind of devolves into Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit.
I need to listen to the Sheiky baby a little bit more.
A little bit more. Now we go to actual jabroni Bane and sort out that confusion that was set up back in Williamson's Joker and Task Force Z. This book is, and it continues to be, and it looks kind of okay. 4.5 out of 10.
Yes.
I was trying to be nice that whole time. I hope you're proud of me.
I mean, you certainly gave your review in a nice way. You weren't overly mean to Williamson. And you found some nice things to say about it. So I will say, yeah, you did it in a nice way.
Oh, and you forgot to mention that Flatline said that she wanted to protect Damian from Ra's al Ghul, but you forgot to mention that she also said, and from herself.
Yeah, because she's a crime boss right now, I imagine.
Well, I mean, Batman, Selena, potato.
Yeah, but she doesn't know all that history. She she met him on a fighting tournament on an island and met his father once. Doesn't mean she knows the family history of Bruce's relationships.
Everybody knows that the Bat and the Cat are a thing. Everybody knows.
Do they though?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's damn near in the Gotham Gazette.
Written by Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale.
All right, so if they're gonna go to Dinosaur Island, one would assume to get there they'd have to go outside first, right?
Yeah, I'm
And
assuming so.
They would be called outsiders.
They are the outsiders. Oh my God, that is beautiful.
That was
Number
horrible. Don't lie to me.
8, written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, art by Robert Carey, colors by Valentina Tadeo, and lettering from Tom Napolitano. On lettering, or already said that, with a really cool cover from Roger Cruz and Adriano Lucas. It's really cool. And I guess the only other thing that I have to say about it is
who's gonna kick your ass?
It says Generation Hex on the cover, and that is for good reason. We team up with with 2 generations of hexes. It kicks off with Ginny in the desert doing ghost shooting hexes do. But Batwoman's currently got her gun pointed at her. It's only briefly, though. Kate knows her through Jenny Crisis, who we get an update on what they're up to. And let's just say they're making good use of their powers, and they are doing just fine. Jonah Hex shows up, and we get the gun's backstory. Because it curses the person holding the gun, it can't leave her hand so that the evil doesn't get it. Once Jenny picked it up, it had to stay with her. Well, that means shit's about to get really rough. Kate reluctantly calls the outsiders and tells them everything that is going to shit. And she takes the gun from Ginny. She says if anybody's got experience with being cursed, it's her. That's when she makes the phone call. Because next up, the Lost City of Canon. And I liked it. I had a fun time with it. I really dig Jenny Hex as a character, and I've always thought Jonah Hex was cool. I'm lost as to what is about to happen. I do know that the theory I read was completely wrong, and it's looking like it's literally a lost city with a giant cannon in it. Totally different kind of cannon.
Yeah.
Regardless, it was great to look at. Art and colors on the ghosts especially were really good, and I enjoyed the story. I gave Outsiders number 8 an 8 out of 10.
Hell yeah. This might be the one issue I was able to follow.
Of Outsiders?
A T, yes. Because as far as I can tell, it had nothing to do with Planetary.
Right.
As far as I know. And it was, if anything, a follow-up.
Crisis and stuff. It's just incorporating stuff and weaving it together. But
yeah, but even that was a minor plot point to the overall story. It was more so just getting Batwoman back into the fold and seeing that the work she was doing with the Outsiders was good. Also, a follow-up to one of the endless, loose, open plot threads that Bendis left after his Young Justice redux, right?
He so famously does.
Yeah.
Where he decided he was going to introduce characters and then leave them in the wind, and also change Tim Drake into Duckman.
Hey, don't flounder on Duckman, okay? Duckman is awesome.
Duckman is awesome?
I'm not talking about Tim Drake. Duckman from the 90s cartoon. Yeah. Yeah. That show was... I was way too young to be watching it, but goddamn did I take in every episode.
I bet you did.
There was a lot of shows I shouldn't have been watching in the 90s, but here we are. So yeah, it was a very enjoyable issue. I really liked it. The art was really well done. Story was quite easy to follow and closed one of the open books that Bendis had. If only we could get the rest of those books closed, that'd be great. Because I don't like open plot threads. being left
Yeah,
open.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
need you to come in on
stand
Saturday, okay?
No, I'm just here to get my stapler.
Great.
Break a fucking copier.
Death to the fax machines.
It's the greatest scene in cinematic history. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah.
Office Space is amazing.
Yep. I still have to get Ange to watch the entire thing. So far, she's really only seen a couple of bits because we haven't been able to sit down and watch the whole thing. But I've shown her bits of the boss and the opening scene with Buddy driving through traffic.
Groovy.
Yeah. As far as her humor goes, not really her humor, but it works. She
It's
likes
still an interesting movie.
it. It is. I fucking love it. But I digress. We're not here to talk about Office Space. Stop
Right.
getting off topic, Rob.
Right.
Outsiders, I'm
Kinda
going to
kills the
give.
show. Nothing. I didn't realize you didn't give your score yet, so I tried a weak transition.
Oh. Yeah, I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. It's really cool to see Ginny back, and I hope we see her again because she was a really cool character.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, as you were, what were you saying?
I don't remember. Oh,
Okay.
Well, actually, here's a book that I know Rob, well, at least has been dreaming about one of the characters getting their own series for quite some time. At least it's a mini.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it? I guess we'll find out.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. It's the last issue of Suicide Squad Dream Team. This is number 4. Dreams Die. Written by Nicole Maines with art from Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferreira, colors from Adriano Lucas, letters from Becca Carey, and a cover from Barrows, Ferreira, and Adriano Lucas. Variant cover from Sweeney Boo. Gotta check that out. So we pick up where we kind of left off last issue, westbound, somewhere over the Pacific Ocean. Dreamer has been captured by the remainder of the Suicide Squad as they are trying to kind of maybe talk her around and stop her to raid against Amanda Waller because it's not going to get anywhere.
Nope,
she reveals,
ain't.
she reveals that her chip had stopped working, and at a certain point she was able to stop Bizarro's chip as well. So their brain bombs are basically defunct.
Brain bomb, go bye-bye.
Exactly. So she's able, as she begins to attack Claw King and maybe escape, the rest of the Suicide Squad subdue her, but she's able to convince Bizarro to get back on her side. He frees her, and together they escape, leaving the rest of the Suicide Squad in a falling plane. Dreamer and Bizarro take flight down to the ground. The plane explodes. The rest of the squad escape, and as Waller is watching this all happen from her office and her base of operations, she gets on the phone, and just as Bizarro catches Dreamer and is making his way to the ground, he gets shot in the head and dies. They make it to the ground. Dreamer survives and breaks into Waller's office right away, to which she finds that the person that shot Bizarro in the head was none other than Deadshot, Floyd Lawton, who is now back to life after the events of Task Force Z. Tom Taylor's powers are dwindling.
What was that? One more time?
Tom Taylor's powers are dwindling.
Yes.
The characters he kills do not stay dead.
Well,
Not anymore. Yeah, she busts down the door and is ready to just have it out with Waller, even though Deadshot is right there and is ready to protect Waller at a moment's notice. But Waller then goes a little bit too far with her words, and Dreamer blasts Lawton away with a bit of her dream power. I'm still fuzzy about what that's called. Decks Waller right in the schnoz and then pushes her out a window as Waller screams out, "You killed them! You did this!" And as she looks at Waller's laptop, she sees heart rate monitors going flat and then sees a folder on Waller's desk which contains info on all of Nia Nal's parents or family, basically, and that's if Waller they have a device built into their bodies that if Waller's heart rate ever flatlines, so will theirs. And that is when Dreamer realizes she just killed her whole family. But then she comes out of her own mental dream sequence because that whole segment was just a dream she was having. She's not killed Waller yet, but she's now seen the future, and she's still in Waller's office as Waller gives her her next mission. Welcome back to the Suicide Squad. So the dream is over for now, but not for long, because this will be to be continued in Absolute Power Ground Zero on sale in 2 weeks. So Dreamer is stuck working for Waller still in Suicide Squad against her will to save her family. The damn shame. I am happy Dreamer has a book, and I'm super happy that it's being written by Nicole Maines. This started out kind of rough for me, but as the issues progressed, it was picking up and up and up more and more. And now that we're at issue 4, I'm kind of sad it's over because I would love to see more of this. So I do hope after Absolute Power is done, Nicole Maines has a lot more in store for Dreamer and for what's going on here. And I do suspect that we will see a lot more Dreamer in Absolute Power itself. The only downside to this that I have is there was a big thing happening to Dreamer in Lazarus Planet that kind of just got left behind. I guess plans just got changed left, right, and center. Like she found the helm of Naboo in a Lazarus pool underground somewhere, and that was never brought up again.
Imagine that.
And that was also written by Nicole Maines, if I remember right. I think Nicole Maines writes everything Dreamer does. So cool. Yeah, it's kind of
hopefully
bumming me out that we're not seeing that, because that was really fucking cool. That was a cool reveal. I was really excited to see what would happen there. That
could be one of the stories that she has yet to write. You know, you want a story from her, from Dreamer? Maybe that's one of the next ones.
It could, hopefully.
Only one way to find out.
It feels weird to just jump from that to all of a sudden she's in A-Town working for Waller. I don't know. I just hope we do see more. But for this issue and the overall series, I will give 8.75 out of 10. It's really well done.
Yeah, I think so too. Dreamer is in the middle of a shit show and not in the best place to do a damn thing about it. She's not just being blackmailed into working for Waller to save a city. Now it's her city and a family. She's got no choice, or literally everybody she gives a shit about is going to die.
Yeah.
Talk about being stuck between a dream and a hard place. Not even the amazing art can help her outmaneuver Waller. It does look great, but not for Dreamer. It is not good. We head into this big event, and who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully, after the event, I don't imagine it will be during, we will find out what's going on with the Helm of Naboo, because I would like to get more Dr. Fate as well. I know I'll be reading it. I hope that it's good. And as far as Dreamer goes, setup, transition, the story, character work, 8.25 out of 10. Totally dug it.
Hell yeah. That did make me a little, knowing this series is done made me a little blue.
Little blue.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Also had a few Beetles pop up at my house recently. It's not great. That's not
Beetle?
even a joking transition. Like I've actually had like tiny little beetles show up in my house recently. Like I've found a few through the week, and it's getting annoying.
Were any of them blue?
No, they were all brown.
They were all brown. Brown
But
beetle doesn't have quite the right name of it, and it feels like it could also be an innuendo. Let's skip away from that. Blue Beetle number 10, written by Josh Trujillo, art from Adrian Gutierrez, colors from Will Quintana, letters from Lucas Gattoni, with a cover from Gutierrez and Luis Guerrero. Smack dab in the middle of the action from last issue, Jaime is watching helplessly as EMTs help Brenda as she lays out in the street with multiple broken bones. Still, she tells Jaime that Victoria is the one that damaged Noldar into Pinnacle, changing it, hurting and corrupting him. Then he flies off to battle against Pinnacle as Ted tells Victoria to let him handle shit, and zooms off in a newly fixed and upgraded Beetle. At the same time, all of the Horizon has decided to stand together against Pinnacle as well. Ted tells Jaime it is that he needs it to distract him. Jaime's not happy about it, but he just needs it until the Beetle can get close enough. Apparently, the engine has been outfitted with a way to disrupt Pinnacle's healing ability by use of rapidly changing frequencies that will destroy it. Pretty sciencey, and I like it. Jaime can strike the blow that settles the fight, and he says, after Victoria says, "No, kill it." Jaime ain't got no time for that. He actually tells Victoria that he don't even want her in his city anymore, and then he says that they all need to do better. I thought that was mic drop.
yeah,
Oops. That was excellent story writing right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the takedown of Pinnacle was pretty quick, but it was done in a way to bring a whole new avenue to Ted's character. The threat to the Horizon is gone, and the next issue is called Family Reunion, so I guess we'll have to see who shows up to the party. There is one other Blue Beetle. Anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I think it tied the bow all nicely, wrapped it up just nice. It's good stuff, and this might sound bad, but I really don't want to see a different art style used in this book. I want Blue Beetle to go on for a long time, and I wish it's going on for a long time and being drawn the exact same way. Jaime and Teddy all day long get an 8.5 out of 10.
I second that notion right away, but I'm actually gonna maybe just upgrade this to an 8.75. I was debating on a 9, but I think 8.75 is fair. It's been a freaking stellar run. I'm so sad there's like 2 issues left.
I know.
Actually, no, I think there's only 1 issue left.
Oh wait, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, next issue is the last one, which really fucking sucks because it's been really good.
I feel like there should be a rule that they've got to be 3, 6, 12, or 24. 3, 6, 12, 9, or 24.
Yeah. Or 13. Make it a baker's dozen. Why not?
For magic issues.
Fair. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. No, this has been a really good story. It's been fun. It's been interesting. It's been great to see, even though Ted wasn't really around for most of the run, it was great to see him back again. And with Jaime, I'm gonna miss these characters again. It's a damn shame this couldn't last longer because there was a lot of story to tell here. I'm maybe even more bummed that my theory didn't pan out about this being a proper Sentai series. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe there was a possibility that if they shifted it into like full on, yeah, this is fucking Beetleborgs 2.0. Like, okay, maybe this could have worked. They have a Zord. It's called the Bug. It's run by Ted.
they collectively decided that they do have the power to stand up for themselves, even if Jaime's been knocked violently down into the ocean and being told by Kajida that his life support is critically damaged.
Yeah. And they may not be teenagers anymore, but they have plenty of attitude.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. but they basically just decimated the entire idea.
Yeah.
So,
And
what
and
can
Ted
you do?
Kord may be able to reverse what Noldar did, or what was done to Noldar. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He says it's going to
Pinnacle
be rough, but
Pinnacle was literally like a monster attacking the city.
mhm.
They took him out, and then literally made my monster grow to a giant. Like, it was right there. It's right fucking there. And you know what took him out? The bug, the Zord. Like,
the Zord.
oh, so frustrating. I really, really wish Josh Reilly was going in that direction.
You
But
know what? Who knows? Maybe there's a top secret project there that's going to be a book called The Horizon, and it'll be just about them, and Blue Beetle will be in it as well.
hope so. I fucking hope so. Because I really need a follow up to this. This is such a good series. Yeah. Anyway, it's an 8.75 out of 10. I'm going to miss it. It's been a lot of fun. Family reunion next issue. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This and Graduation Day, both of them were really good.
Oh, God, yeah. I bought Graduation Day. There's not many times I will buy a trade of a book I like just read, but I bought
Right.
Graduation Day because it was that fucking good.
It is that good. And you
Yeah.
know what? If it was up to me, another Blue Beetle centric book would completely 100% totally get the green light from me.
Or the blue light, but I know where you're going with this. You know who would give that green light? Booster Gold.
Booster Gold, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Somehow, because I'm sure he has access to a Green Lantern ring somehow. It's Green Lantern number 12.
He's gonna kick your ass.
They're green.
All right, it's Green Lantern number 12. As we see on the cover, Green Lantern and Star Sapphire reunited at last, and goddamn, is
And
everyone
it feels
happy
so
about that.
good.
All right, so this is written by Jeremy Adams with art and cover by Zermanico with colors from Romulo Fajardo
Yeah.
Jr. and
And it
letters
hurt.
from Dave Sharp. Oh, this one also has a variant cover by Doc Shaner. I need to get it.
Oh, I haven't even seen it. Sons
Oh
of
my
bitches.
god. I probably did see it. I just don't remember what it looks like, but I need to get it. Hell, even the main cover is awesome.
Right? Like, take any of his covers to a damn Comic-Con.
Oh god, yes.
Oh, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, Doc Shaner is another on my long list of creators I need to meet. Right, so picking up where we left off last issue, the United
That's
Planets lanterns that have infiltrated the Resistance Corps base on Oa are now, well, they've chained up Razor, Salak, and 2-6, and are trying to get Kyle on his feet to arrest him, but he's still reeling from the emotional spectrum damage. And with a bright, what seems to be white light, he shouts "Stop!" and shines it all over the UP lanterns, which conveniently decimates their costumes and
Yep.
takes away their green power.
Yep.
It's at that point he comes to his senses and sees what's happening. He has no idea what's going on, and then he faints. And as Razor suggests, that they should leave before more people arrive. And as Salak leaves, with a hope the others are doing better than we are with the council. And as we see in the Great Hall with the council, things are not great. Which I believe is just how Joe and Simon are just going ham, fighting all these people. But it's a losing battle because there's only 3 of them. Joe is getting her ass beat by the ring hunters, and Simon is doing all he can to take on as many people as possible, but it's just too many people. So Hal figures he should head out, regroup, get some help, and try and come back and save them, since there's not much he can do at the time. But he is stopped by the Unseeing, the three seers, if you will, that wear the cloths over their face and supposedly tell the future, that suspiciously are also dressed the same way Kyle Rayner was in Worlds Without a Justice League.
And earlier in this series.
Yeah. So.
Or was it in War Journal?
It was War Journal.
Yeah.
So they interrupt Hal and attack him right away. And then various United Planets lanterns show up. Some of them change colors, yellow and red, and just begin a beatdown on Hal, who is basically pinned down. But then a violet light appears in the sky.
Whoop that trick.
And here comes Carol Ferris in a Star Sapphire uniform with a demanding "Let him go now." She beats the shit out of these people, grabs Hal, hightails it out of there, blinds them with a blinding violet lights, and they can no longer sense her. They cannot feel her spectrum anywhere, probably because they destroyed the Violet Lantern on Zamaron. You dumbasses.
Right.
She's special, like Hal. So Carol takes Hal right back home to Earth.
The whole damn time, and she's going, Why am I doing this? I am an executive.
Exactly. Yeah. But she knows in her heart this is like, as much as her mind is saying she shouldn't be doing this, her heart is saying yes, she should. So meanwhile, meanwhile, back in the council chamber, Theros is not pleased with what has transpired, and the remaining lanterns that were beat down says that you have failed the United Planets, and we do not tolerate failure. So now, filling yourself with rage, which one of you is the only one worthy to continue on, and leaves these three to fight each other to the death until only one remains. As that happens, he then
fatality.
He then sends a call to none other than Amanda Waller, and we get a couple of answers here and there about just questions in the background, like the whole quarantine with Sector 2814, but yet Brainiac was able to just enter unscathed. And apparently this was the deal that Theros and Waller had, to just let this shit happen. But then Theros does ask for help for Waller, that Hal Jordan has escaped and is on Earth. So if you could do me a solid and maybe retrieve him, that would be great. Thank you. So then back in Hal's trailer, he's finally waking up, and Carol is trying to find something to give him, but his milk has turned into cheese.
It's not good.
Yeah, he doesn't take good care of himself, basically.
No, he don't.
Yeah, but then she does reveal, as she sits beside him on his, I guess, a bed, bench,
futon, fold out,
something like that, a flat surface for him to lie down on. She does reveal that she was just about to go get married, but then the ring showed up, and she realizes that whatever is going on between the two of them, it can't really be broken. They've known each other their entire lives, and that at some point, she figured that she wasn't giving herself a fair chance. She needed to grow outside of herself, and maybe he wasn't the one for her. But as she tried to move on, she realized that she doesn't want anyone else. He is the one for her. And before,
I can't fight this feeling
anymore. And as Hal is just about to say, "Carol, I love you," an explosion rocks the trailer, and on the other side is King Shark and a bunch of goons, or I guess soldiers from, was it Argus? Argus, yeah. Plus that character whose name I forget, who was also an alien that was also in the Omega Men.
That one guy.
Tigor, something like that.
Meow.
Yeah. He's a badass nonetheless. So that is the main story. Next issue, Absolute Power begins, at least the tie-ins for that. But before we get into those tie-ins, we still have one more tie-in, at least what I think is one more tie-in, to House of Brainiac with Guy Gardner.
Oh shit! I completely forgot to read that.
Oh shit! Well, I'm about to spoil it for you.
Go ahead. That's.
Uh,
I guess that's what we do here.
This is Guy's Bogus Lobo Adventure Part 3. This is written by Jeremy Adams with art from Kevin McGuire, colors from Rosemary Cheatham, and letters from Dave Sharp. And even though I'm about to spoil the story for you, Josh, you need to read it anyway just to appreciate the fucking art. Because it's a really funny one. So Guy Gardner and his pseudo-Lobo companion have been teleported into, the city full of Zardians that Brainiac controls and owns. Guy has spent numerous times trying to escape, but every time he gets outside the glass bottle, he just gets teleported right back inside.
Mm-hmm.
So he's decided to take on a job delivering mail because there's nothing else for him to do. And he's just doing this to pass the fucking time. He's not bloody happy, though. Every Zardian has kind of gotten used to him, though, and as he passes by, they're all saying, "Good morning, Guy. Nice truck, Guy. How you doing, Guy?" Really fucking awkward, but I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's delivering a package to a house, and in this house is the Zardian that he captured that he thought was Lobo. This Lobo impersonator pulls him inside and says, "Look, I have a way to get us out of here, but I need your help. We need to get a device that can deactivate the chips that are in our backs that teleport us back into this glass dome. But you need to go into a disguise." So what Guy is forced to do is paint his face to look like a Zardian, but instead he just looks like a member of KISS. The problem is he didn't dye his hair. So
Zarnian with red hair.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, having just skimmed through it, oh my god.
Yeah.
The art is something else.
The imagery is just fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to the vault, basically, where this device is being held up. And even though he's going incognito, the guy instantly recognizes him as Guy Gardner, and they have a nice little chat. But then Guy knocks him out with a construct of brass knuckles. So they enter this vault and begin to search for this mysterious device. The other Lobo does find it, just as the Zardian attack squad is required. So all the Zardians are going to be teleported outside the city, potentially to fight the Super Family. But I guess that'll have to see what happens in the next part of House of Brainiac. But before that even happened, Guy found something even more precious, something he calls the Eye of Krona. And apparently, whatever it is, he thought it was a myth, and this might change everything for the Lanterns. And as far as I could tell...
sorry, change everything for the who?
The Lanterns.
Okay, the Lanterns.
As far as I can tell, this is a brand new thing. This has never been seen before. I couldn't find anything on any wiki or Google search. Nobody in the Green Lantern subreddit has heard of it, so potentially this is a brand new thing. Right, so they now use the device that they were there to find, which pricks them in the back and deactivates the chip, and the pair get ready to go. But just as they are about ready to go, the transporter is initiated and they get teleported into the sky. And Guy just rolls his eyes like, "Oh, fucking course." Yeah, so that's the end of that. As far as I remember, it was only 3 parts, so that might just be the end of this backup series. And then we'll just see the rest of it in House of Brainiac. I hope so, because this has been fucking awesome.
It really is.
The backup, I'll say, like I just said, it was awesome. It was fan-fucking-tastic story. Really fun. I love Guy Gardner, even more when he's drawn by Kevin McGuire. Jeremy Adams writes Guy Gardner so fucking well. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just got great humor. So the backup is awesome, but I haven't scored backup separately in ages. The main story equally is awesome. I know there's so many Lantern fans right now that are just ecstatic that Hal and Carol are finally confessing their love for each other after this.
Oh,
we are out of this Paul situation. Thank fucking God. Thank God. We don't. DC does not need a Paul. And if any of you do not know what I'm talking about, don't read Amazing Spider-Man.
Don't.
Just don't. It's not worth it.
No, it's one word instruction. It's pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah. 51 issues, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Oh my
nothing
God.
at all.
That's why I don't review Marvel comics.
There are some Marvel comics that are good, but Amazing Spider-Man is definitely some slop.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're talking about Green Lantern, the best comic book DC's got to offer right now. Yeah. At least in my opinion. This is getting for this issue, quite fucking honestly, I'm stuck between 9.25 or 9.5, but because I'm wearing Hal on my shirt right now, 9.5. 9.5 out of 10. This issue made me so happy.
This issue made me happy too. That cover is gorgeous. I absolutely love every inch of it. Light colors, lines. It's gorgeous. I don't know another way to put that. King Shark isn't, and neither is the small army behind him. And as far as the end of the book goes, that cliffhanger between Carol and Hal, he doesn't get to finish saying what it is that he's going to say, but we all know what it was. It was just interrupted. He was interrupted telling her that he loved her too. And this makes me worry that something might happen to Carol. This story is so gripping. It's written so well, and every page looks as good as it reads. And Green Lantern continues to shine brightly. Speaking of which, so does Kyle. And bonus points, motherfucker. I love it. Whatever is happening with him, he's gonna be coming out either like Ion or the White Lantern, or he's gonna be some kind of massive dude, and I'm looking forward to that, as long as it doesn't mean that he disappears after that. I read through most of it right now. I skipped the caption lines and just read through the dialogue boxes of the backup issue, and that this was perfect for a guy in Lobo. You know, if you didn't want something that was going to be big, bad, and violent, this is exactly what you were looking for, and it was a fun read.
I did think you'd have a problem with the characterization of the Zarnians, because these Zarnians are supposed to be mindless killing machines, but they're all just like, "Hey, guy, how's your day going? Yeah, you're looking good today." Yeah, they're like everybody the Flanders.
Everybody is the Flanders.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, but I mean, if like I said, if you go into it thinking it's a guy in Lobo adventure, then I mean, it's I don't know. I'm able to read it a little differently, but altogether, no shit. It's definitely one of the best books in DC right now. But like tied for first with Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that a lot.
Green Lantern number 12 gets a 9 out of 10.
Hell yeah. And with that, it's time for our top 3 and favorite moment if you had one.
Woo! All right.
Who am I kidding? We pretty much always have one.
Third place gets Suicide Squad Dream Team, and second place, it was a good. I managed to have to score that high, even though I am dreading the book that it's leading into. Blue Beetle, that was just an awesome ending. The whole book was a great way to wrap up everything that had been going on, and also give us plenty of places to pick up from going forward. And then Green Lantern, damn.
Yeah.
My favorite moment is in Blue Beetle, the very last moment in the page where Ted and Jaime are together. Jaime and Kajida do that exchange. It was cool. It was sweet.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see more from that. I hope so anyway. If we're lucky, maybe he'll show up in Absolute Power. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
That would be cool.
But that is it for me.
As for me, number 3 will be Blue Beetle. Number 10, for all the reasons you mentioned above. Number 2 is going to be Sinister Sons. Number 5, just a cute little book. And if you're enjoying Green Lantern and by extension Kneel Before Zod, this is a book for you. At the very least, Green Lantern, because this does tie into what's going on in Green Lantern in a way. Or at least spins out of it, if you will. And obviously, Green Lantern number 12 is my number 1 book this week. After all, I gave it the highest score, and it's me. I'm a Green Lantern fan. It's bound to fucking happen.
It's bound to happen.
At least at some point. I don't think I've always given Green Lantern the top spot, but this week definitely I think deserves it. Favorite moment will come out of that, but I'm kind of torn between 2, whether it is Kyle shining the white light, definitely hinting at his reintroduction as a White Lantern, or equally enough, Carol confessing her love for Hal once more, which was a long time coming, I'll say. It's
Yes,
great to see
sir.
those two back together. So that's it for me now.
Agreed. Well, then I guess that's it for both of us. I mean,
guess
it's
so.
time to wrap up the show after only an hour and a half. How does Brandon make us talk so long? He's such a quiet guy.
I'm not even gonna say it's Brandon's fault, because there have been episodes where it's just been you and I, and we've gone for like 3 fucking hours.
Fucking A, right? Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. You're right.
There's not a lot of we didn't get into a wrestling tangent, which, by the way, Clash at the Castle this Saturday. Hell yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Looking forward to it.
me too.
That's on a different podcast that we don't do.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back next week covering all of DC's weekly release, the same geek time, same geek channel, and that is the show. We're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everyone has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.